Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
I am so well, thank you. So I am Xaba, and welcome to East Coast Radio. I want you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us, obviously, which niche you actually fall under, whether lifestyle, fashion, beauty, travel.
Yeah.
You'll let us know what you do, but welcome to the Circle of Influence.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Shab, let's start this side.
Okay, so I'm Shan Fourie. I am a lifestyle influencer, content creator, but travel, beauty, home, decor, everything inspires me. So my page is not just purely like any one stream. I speak about everything that I love. Wellness ambassador for Gateway.
Drop them all.
And yeah, ambassador for the SA Bone Marrow Registry and for the Rise Up Movement, which is a non-profit organization which focuses on human trafficking, child abuse, and gender-based violence.
Incredible. There's something you're missing out.
Yeah, she's always missing that
There's
one.
this one thing that's really huge. You should have worn your sash.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And I am currently in the Mrs. South Africa in the top 30 final.
Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you, T.
Let's go down the side, babe.
So I am Valencia Naidoo. Most of you know me as Style Your Confidence Now on social media, and I am mainly fashion and beauty. But a lot of my content is to inspire young girls when it comes to self-love and confidence. So that's a big part of my content. Yeah, that's what I do.
Love it for you. Yes, girl.
Now I'm so nervous.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I feel like you just got to my side.
Say it, girl.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lindiwe Dube. I am a content creator. I wouldn't really say influencer yet, but I am a content creator for Gateway, Home and Decor. And I'm also a film and television student, so I also create content in that avenue. And yeah, I'm just here and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Last but not least.
Hi everyone, I'm Andi from Mbhele. You probably know me as Andi Mbhele on Instagram. I am a finance, fashion as well as beauty influencer. I'm also an entrepreneur and born and bred in KZN Durban. Yeah.
Exciting. Alrighty, should I introduce myself?
Yeah.
Guys. So I'm Xaba. I'm an East Coast radio presenter. I am a content creator and influencer. I am the ambassador for Gateway Entertainment. What else do? I twerk. I'm joking. I don't twerk. I don't do that. But thank you so much for coming through. And let's get into it, right? Yeah. Obviously, the big question on everyone's mind, or like everyone's mouth, is what is an influencer?
Yeah.
Like what are you influencing us to do if you are even influencing us?
Yeah.
So what is an influencer?
I think on my side, if I had to digest influencer and content creator, those two are different avenues.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, an influencer is someone that's kind of like everyone respects their opinion in society. Like you can tweet something and then all of a sudden people just follow, like like sheep, you could say.
Are you calling people sheep?
No, I'm not. That's just an example.
Okay, now I get you.
And then as a content creator, you are the person that creates the content that's behind the art itself. And you put in your own ideas and you actually create your own piece of artwork that you share, whichever avenue like you do it. Like right now we're doing a podcast, that's content creating. Literally. But influencing is something totally different in my eyes. I don't know.
I feel it's the same. And the reason why I say that is
Wait, what's the same?
content creation, being a content creator and an influencer.
Okay.
Because, what is an influencer?
Okay.
And I think anybody can be an influencer. Like my gran can get something for her kitchen and she'll influence me to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Will she?
So yeah. If it's
Okay.
something that I really like, and if it's something that I think is good to have in my kitchen, she's influenced me. So I think that's where that name comes from. And a content creator, obviously putting all of their creativity into whatever they are showing you on their social media. For example, if it's a lipstick that they're creating content for, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful content, but also it looked really good on her, and she told me what are the benefits of it. I think I'm going to go and get it.
Yeah,
so she
there is a
influenced me
silver
too,
lining,
so I feel like anybody can be an influencer, but now it's given like a career path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's like more of a professional level, you can say. But anybody can be an influencer. but obviously, like I'm saying, it is now become like a career.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I slightly differ with you, Valencia, because for me, I don't think someone can wake up and just be an influencer. I think it's something organic. For example, let's say I've got a lotion that I'm using, and then I'm like, guys, I love this lotion. It helps me with dry skin, blah, 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 blah. And then some people will catch on, some won't. But then in terms of content creation, I can wake up and say, okay, now I want to make content. I want to create content. And brands can obviously, gravitate towards me and say, we want you to create content for A, B, C, and D. But you can't, not everyone can call themselves influencers.
I get that. But what I'm trying to say is that anybody can be an influencer. We've been influenced by people before influencers were in. You know what I'm saying? But you're right about that. Not everybody can be. And the influencers that we're talking about right now, the professional influencers.
Oh, so there's there's a difference.
What I'm trying to say is that anybody can be an influencer. Like
All right.
You don't have to be on social media to influence somebody. We all have influence on each other. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But coming to the level of what we're talking about now, actual influencers, not everybody can do it. And I agree in that because not everybody's cut out to do that. As much as there's a lot of fly-by-nights, a lot of people that think they can wake up and be an influencer.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
It's all about the clout for them and not about the hard work and the real work that actually goes into it.
To content creating,
Exactly.
Yes,
Or
okay.
being an influencer,
This is where I'm now wanting clarity.
Right.
So there's fly-by-nights in your words, and then there's professional influencers, and then I'm sure it's just the gray area, the ones who don't know where they. In your opinion, Shan, what is the difference? What makes you a fly-by-night? What actually qualifies you to be a professional influencer besides getting a videographer?
Yeah.
Or having an iPhone.
just saying. Or having an iPhone. There we go.
Yeah. Well, look, I think to a large degree, I do agree with Valencia on the fact that we all have influence in us.
Yes.
I don't think everyone who has influence or is an influencer even has content creation skills. They could get up, put a video up of themselves talking about X, Y, and Z, whatever it might be. They could be very big on speaking on politics, for instance, which is something that I don't speak to. And they are influencing people in that way. But they are not content creators. But where the difference, the fly-by-nights, in my opinion, I think they are, the odd person who's maybe landed up on a reality TV show and they have now become an overnight success, or someone who's become an overnight personality.
With all of this audience
with
now.
a
Shots
big
fired!
Shan had
But
to.
I'm here for it. No, don't tap me a 5.
But I have nothing against. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Everyone's success is wonderful. But those, in my opinion, would not be influencers. They're more public figures.
Socialites.
Socialites.
And those are the people, to my eyes, are influencers in the game, because they've reached a point now where they're on a reality show. Now people are watching them, and then brands get confused by them sending them a product and them advertising it, but not the best way that we could as content creators.
Here's where it's sort of gray for me, and you guys can let me know, right? You're on a reality show. I'm not going to mention any reality show. You have loads of money.
Yes.
You can afford to buy Louis Vuitton,
Yes.
Gucci, and then I invite you, and I'm a tease tuck shop, and you think the followers of that person, are they really going to believe that this particular person who's a socialite
When
goes
it
to
doesn't
tease
even
tuck shop?
align with their brand itself.
Yeah.
That's the mistake.
Anyway, let's.
I think
Brand alignment.
and if I can just interject as well, I think it's important because we've gone through a growth
Process.
where we've all started with taking on trade exchange work
Yes.
and learning
Yes.
and figuring out who we are and our voices and how we fit into the space and what we want to represent out there. And that's been a long journey for each of us. I know for myself, over the last 5 years, I've developed my character personally and the person that I want to represent online, and gone through all of the working with certain brands that maybe don't make me feel like this is aligned to me, and got to a place where I've grown enough to say, thank you so much for
No
the
to certain-
opportunity, but no, that
yes.
doesn't align with me and my
Yes.
brand. Where other opportunities might come for certain individuals and they haven't reached that place yet.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of brands, do you want to say something before
no, I
I
was going to
continue?
say, just on Shan's notes,
Yeah.
your audience has also grown with you too.
Yes.
Unlike people who just become popular all of a sudden. I mean,
Yeah.
your audience is still trying to figure you out and what type of, brand alignment you
Yeah.
have for yourself. So that's where the difference is.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of brands, Shan, do you feel, I'm just speaking about now in terms of how they pick their influencers or who they work with, do you think there's inclusion? Whether it's different races, whether it is number of followers, whether it's because you really have authentic content. Do you feel like people who need to be included are actually included by brands?
After Shan answers this, I have a lot to say.
Okay, let's give it to you. Let's give it to you.
So I feel like there is, we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go.
Okay.
I'm going to speak about Durban because obviously I'm from here.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is still a lot more that needs to be done when it comes to inclusion, in terms of race. I feel like I have been left out from a lot of events that has happened here in Durban, a lot of campaigns even. I'm not saying that I'm the only Indian person, and I'm not only speaking for myself. I speak for other Indian influencers who I know of, who I could see is on the same level as me when it comes to professionalism, with their good work ethic and the type of content that they put out there. But they've also been left out from certain events and certain things that actually happens for influencers.
Yeah.
So I still feel like there's a lot that needs to be addressed when it comes to that. And then when you talk about numbers, as well, it's either the very high numbers that are getting invited to events or are considered as influencers, and the ones that are probably not even in the 20,000 yet, but has way better work ethic
And the quality of the
direction
work.
and
Yeah.
direction actually gets left out. So I feel like we still have a long way to go, and whoever is sitting at the table of decision makings have a lot to consider when they are making this. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes that have happened over this last 2 years.
Yeah.
Not just in the Indian community, but also in the Black community. Like when there were adverts in certain stores, and then,
Yes.
what is the process before you check things before they go out there? We're part of a rainbow nation, and it's not a mistake that should be made, because we have all of these beautiful colors and races that we should be taking into consideration, because this is what we come from, and that there should be no room for mistakes when it comes to that. So I feel like South Africa should be like the benchmark when it comes to inclusion and correct representation and diversity, because we have been so diverse all these years. So yeah, I feel like,
Have you had a personal experience where you felt you could say, okay, this one I was not invited because of my race. This one I was not invited because of my followers. This one I was not invited because I just feel like someone at the top doesn't like me.
so there was an event that happened a few years ago, and it happened here in Durban. And there was not one Durban Indian influencer invited. Now, I do not know whether it was
Now
a
I'm
race
trying to be
thing.
like,
Which event was this?
was it a big event? Like,
It was a big
was
event,
it a brand?
So it was a big event. It was a big brand, a big event. But I must say they have improved. So they learned from this mistake.
Okay.
So so there was no Durban Indian influencers, and I don't know whether it was a race thing. I don't know whether they just never realized it and it just went past their heads
Went
or
through the
what
cracks,
it
yeah.
was. But we're trying to be living in a world that's more inclusive. So I think all of these boxes need to be ticked before you go live with anything, before you make any other decisions. So I can't tell you whether it was somebody at the top who didn't want me there or whatever the
but
case
it
may be.
felt personal.
Yeah.
I can sort of relate, not even sort of relate. I can relate to that one because for the longest time, and I think I still go through it now, obviously, like I'm pushing really hard. I'm inserting myself in different things. But I've had a situation where I'm like, I look at the group of girls and I'm just like, my content represents the girl next door.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like T, because I'm shame. And I look at these brands, I'm like, beautiful, skinny, tall,
Yeah.
curvy.
Yes.
What about me?
I'm like, where's the one who's representing T? Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that's what I've struggled with. I don't know if any one of you have struggled
I
with that as
definitely
well.
get you.
Yeah.
I definitely get you. I feel as though brands look more to people that are popular.
Yeah.
I think they want to always take the same people.
Eesh.
And adding on to what Valencia said, I feel as though as a whole, Durban influencers are just not taken seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
I feel as though whenever there's events, for example, both in Durban and Joburg and maybe Cape Town,
yeah.
you'll find that the event in Joburg and the event in Cape Town
It's the
is
same.
way better
Yeah.
than the event
And
in
what they do
Durban.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here, you might
Yes.
find that maybe influencers are getting packages, they're getting gifts, they're getting this and that, they're getting paid. Durban, nothing.
No.
Yeah.
So I feel as though as a city, we still have a very, very long way to go,
Yeah.
like,
100%.
as a whole.
Yeah.
So I feel as though there's a lot of discrimination that happens within the space and numbers as well. I feel as
Yes.
though
They consider the
brands
numbers.
kind of translate high numbers to amazing work, whereas
Yeah.
sometimes that is not the case.
Yes,
There's
for
people
sure.
that don't have high numbers, but they put in the most
Yes.
amazing work, the most amazing work that you could ever see. So I feel as though that still needs a lot of work.
Yes.
And I also feel like, speaking on Andy's notes, is that a lot of people in Durban, especially the influencers, are not as respected as DJs are. As
Me, I'm a DJ.
No, I'm just saying that normally
Okay.
for these events,
Yeah.
they would invite, artists, DJs, people that are well known in the Durban scene more than the actual content creators and the
Or the
influencers who are
influencers,
actually dedicated to the actual work.
Speaking to that, so is that a Durban thing or is it an influencer thing?
I think it's a Durban thing, if I'm being honest with you, because you don't see this happening in Johannesburg.
Or in Cape
Everyone
Town,
stays in
yeah.
their lane. Yeah, but here it's just a mixture. It's like, we're gonna invite DJ so and so because he's got this much influences and this much followers.
Followers,
And it's like, okay, so now you respect this guy more than the girl that's got this how much followers. That's trying to work something out for themselves.